I'm Emma, 33, and I just clinched the promotion I'd bled for, senior project director after a decade of late nights and sacrificed weekends. I booked a table for 5 at a cozy restaurant, picturing my mom, brother Jordan, cousin Michelle, and Uncle Ray raising glasses to my victory. Family was supposed to show up for moments like this, right? But as I sat alone, the empty chairs mocked me. My phone stayed silent, and the waiter's pitying glance stung. I clung to hope, but deep down I knew something was wrong. I sat in that corner booth, the restaurant's warm lights flickering like a cruel joke. The waiter's question, "Still need a table for 5?" hit like a jab, but I nodded, forcing a tight smile. My fingers fidgeted with the napkin, my phone a silent weight in my hand. I'd grown up believing family showed up for the big moments, and this was mine. Senior project director, a title I'd clawed my way to after a decade of late nights, skipped drinks with friends, and endless reports. It wasn't just a job, it was proof I'd made it, validation for every sacrifice. I'd invited the people who mattered, Mom, who called me her rock, Jordan, my dreamer brother, Michelle, my sharp-tongued cousin, and Uncle Ray, the quiet anchor. They'd cried when I bought Mom a car, cheered when I saved the house after Dad died. So where were they now? I kept checking my phone, each glance a mix of hope and dread. "They're just late," I muttered, ordering a drink I didn't want, the glass sweating more than I was. An hour crawled by, then 2. The booth felt like a stage, the clatter of cutlery around me spotlighting my solitude. I'd always been the dependable one, the one who showed up, paid up, fixed things. I'd covered Jordan's messes, Mom's bills, Michelle's rent, always there, always steady. Yet here I was, alone, my promotion dinner turning into a one-woman show. I ordered a steak, too stubborn to leave, too humiliated to admit they'd bailed. Spite tasted like grit, but I chewed on, pretending it didn't sting. The waiter's pitying glances didn't help, nor did the bank alert on my phone, the tab climbing with no texts from them. I tried to laugh it off, whispering to myself that they'd walk in any second, full of apologies. But deep down I knew. This wasn't traffic or a mix-up. They'd chosen to be somewhere else. My chest tightened, not with sadness but with a dawning betrayal. I'd given them everything, money, time, my own life's margins, and they couldn't give me one night. The phone stayed silent, no calls, no sorry, we're on our way. Just me, the steak, and a $1,940 bill I'd pay because I always did. I tipped 25%, not for them, but because the staff had pretended not to notice my loneliness. Driving home, I didn't turn on the radio. The silence was loud enough, echoing every moment I told myself family was worth it. I sat on my bed, lights off, scrolling through memories of their praise, Christmas tears, "You're the glue" speeches, and realized they were just words. They hadn't shown up, not tonight, not really ever. My promotion, my proof, meant nothing to them. And that hurt more than the empty chairs. I was halfway through a steak I didn't even want when my phone buzzed, not with the apology I'd hoped for, but with a photo that hit like a punch to the gut. There they were, Mom, Jordan, Michelle, and Uncle Ray, grinning at some beachside grill, wine glasses raised like they were in a damn movie. Jordan stood front and center, waving a key fob with a cheesy smirk, a shiny jet ski gleaming on a trailer behind him. Caption read, "He earned this. So proud of you, bro." My name wasn't mentioned, not a hint of my promotion dinner, just their glowing celebration of Jordan's latest whim. Then I saw Mom's text sent an hour earlier. "You're not exactly a priority right now. We'll catch up soon. Enjoy your dinner." The words were so casual, so cold, like my life's biggest achievement was a minor inconvenience they couldn't be bothered with. Jordan, my younger brother, always got the spotlight no matter how small his wins. A jet ski, probably bought with money he'd never repay, was somehow a triumph worth throwing a party for, while my decade of grinding for senior project director was brushed off. I'd spent years bailing them out, Jordan's car insurance after he totaled his last one, Mom's utilities when she forgot to pay, Michelle's rent when she was between jobs. Every time I heard the same refrain, "Jordan's just figuring himself out." His flunked colleges, crashed cars, and failed businesses were always potential, while my steady sacrifices, late nights, missed weekends, the mortgage I paid to keep Mom's house afloat, were just expected, invisible. I stared at that photo, their smiles mocking the empty booth around me. My fingers trembled as I gripped the phone, the restaurant's chatter fading into a dull roar. I'd been the one they leaned on, the one who made their lives work while they cheered Jordan's reckless dreams. That text from Mom wasn't just a dismissal, it was a confession. I wasn't their priority, maybe I never had been. I paid the $1,940 bill, left a 25% tip for the waitstaff who'd politely ignored my solitude, and drove home in silence. The road blurred as I replayed every moment I told myself I was helping family. Every unpaid loan, every bill I covered, every "we're so proud" that now felt hollow. Sitting on my bed, lights off, I scrolled through their photo again, their joy a stark contrast to the ache in my chest. They'd chosen Jordan's shiny toy over me, and that betrayal burned deeper than the loneliness. For once, I saw it clearly. I wasn't their rock. I was their crutch. I sat in the dark on my bed, the silence of my apartment louder than the restaurant's hum had been. That photo of my family toasting Jordan's jet ski kept replaying in my mind, each smile a reminder of how little I meant to them. For years, I'd been their safety net, pouring my money into their lives without question. Since Dad died, I'd paid the mortgage on Mom's house, $1,830 a month, auto-deducted from my account like clockwork. I'd covered Jordan's car insurance after his wrecks, Michelle's rent when she was between jobs, Mom's utilities when she forgot. Every "I'll pay you back next week" never came, yet I kept giving, believing that's what family did. They called me the glue, but I was their bank, funding their chaos while they excused Jordan's failures with "he's figuring it out." That night, staring at my phone, their beachside celebration mocking me, the truth hit hard. I wasn't family to them, I was a resource. I'd spent years telling myself I was helping because I loved them. I covered groceries, loans, emergencies, all while hearing Mom say, "Jordan needs more time." My promotion to senior project director, earned through countless late nights and sacrificed weekends, meant nothing compared to his shiny toy. I'd been invisible, my sacrifices expected, my role reduced to a wallet they could dip into. The dinner snub wasn't just a missed night, it was the final crack in the lie I'd lived. I opened my laptop, logged into the mortgage account I'd funded for 3 years, and stared at the payment history, $65,000 of my money keeping their house afloat. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, rage and clarity mixing. I'd been carrying them all, and they'd left me alone to celebrate a jet ski. But no more. I clicked into the bank's contact page and canceled the auto payments, my heart pounding but steady. Then I grabbed a sticky note, scrawled, "Let him pay it now," and drove to Mom's house. The streets were quiet, my headlights cutting through the night. I taped the note to her door, not caring if they were home. I didn't need their excuses anymore. Driving back, I felt a weight lift, not fully but enough to breathe. I'd always thought love meant giving without question, but I saw now it was a one-way street. Every bill I'd paid, every loan I'd covered, every time I'd put their needs above mine, they'd taken it, never once asking what it cost me. Jordan's failures were potential. My reliability was just background noise. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat with the truth. I'd been used, not loved. The realization wasn't sad, it was freeing. I wasn't their rock, I was their crutch, and I was done carrying them. The morning after I canceled the mortgage payments, my phone erupted, 81 missed calls, mostly from Mom, some from Jordan, a few from Michelle. Texts from Michelle screamed, "Call me now." "Are you serious?" Mom's voicemail was a frantic mix of guilt and accusation. "Emma, what did you do?" The mortgage bounced. "You knew we were counting on you. This is not how family behaves." Jordan's was no better. "Sis, this is messed up. You didn't have to pull the plug like that." Michelle's stung deepest, dismissing my promotion as "your little job" and accusing me of punishing them over a dinner. Their words reeked of entitlement, as if my years of financial support were their right, not my choice. I didn't answer. Each call, each text was a puzzle piece of an apology they'd never give, just demands for me to fix their mess. I'd spent years covering their bills, $65,000 on the mortgage alone, plus Jordan's loans, Michelle's rent, Mom's utilities. They'd called me the family's glue, but never asked what it cost me. Now, with the payments stopped, their panic exposed the truth. They didn't value me, just my money. The bank called, confirming the missed payment, and the woman said, "Your mom said you'd handle it." She hadn't even tried to fix it herself, just waited for me to cave, like always. When Michelle showed up at my apartment, uninvited, she stormed in, arms crossed. "You're hurting Mom," she shouted. "Jordan bought a jet ski. It's not a crime." I stood by the door, calm but firm. "Pretending it's an achievement while dismissing my promotion is," I said. She glared, expecting the old Emma who'd fold under pressure. But I wasn't that person anymore. She left in silence, no slamming door, just the quiet of her realizing I meant it. The group chat they'd renamed Family Unity buzzed with broken heart emojis and pleas. Emergency. Emma, please respond. I muted it, letting their chaos unfold without me. Uncle Ray's message stood out. You were never the weak one. You were too generous. It was the first time someone saw me, not just what I gave. Their desperation grew. Mom's voicemails turned teary. Jordan's texts begged for a little time. But 3 years of payments wasn't a little time. I'd given enough. When the bank called again, I repeated, I'm not responsible. The house was 2 payments behind, default looming, and they still expected me to swoop in. For once, I didn't. I'd taped that note, let him pay it now, to Mom's door, and I meant it. Their fallout wasn't my burden anymore, it was theirs to face. The days after I stopped the mortgage payments felt like waking from a long, suffocating dream. My phone buzzed with their chaos, Mom's teary voicemails, Jordan's pleading texts, Michelle's angry outbursts, but I didn't answer. For the first time, I wasn't running to fix their mess. I went to work, jogged in the mornings, cooked real meals. Without their demands, Jordan's car insurance, Mom's utilities, Michelle's rent, I had time to breathe, to live. I muted their group chat, now called Family Unity with broken heart emojis, and let their panic unfold. Uncle Ray's message stood out. You were never the weak one. You were too generous. His words hit hard the first time someone saw me, not just my wallet. On the 7th day, Mom and Jordan showed up, towing that ridiculous jet ski like a peace offering. Mom knocked, her voice soft through the door. Emma, we get it, you're upset, but don't throw away family. I watched through the peephole, unmoved. They weren't here for me, they wanted the mortgage fixed. I didn't open the door. Later, Mom came alone, standing in my apartment like a stranger. We're going to lose the house, she said, voice cracking. I nodded. I figured. She begged me to call the bank, but I cut her off. No. I'm done. Her eyes widened. This is about family, she said. I laughed, sharp and cold. You texted me I wasn't a priority while celebrating Jordan's jet ski. That's not family. She sat silent, finally seeing the weight of what I'd carried. $65,000 in mortgage payments, years of loans, bills, sacrifices. I didn't realize, she whispered. You never wanted to, I replied. She left without a hug, asking, Is this the end? I answered, It's the end of me pretending this was love. I moved to a new apartment, bought a desk I'd eyed for months, booked a solo vacation. My paycheck, no longer drained by their house, felt like mine. The bank called, 2 payments behind, default looming. I wasn't liable, I'd removed my name years ago. Your mom said you'd handle it, the banker said. I laughed. She hadn't even tried to fix it, still expecting me to cave. I deleted their chat, changed my number, and put the money I'd spent on them into a high-yield savings account. The guilt I'd braced for never came. Instead, I felt clarity. I wasn't their rock, I was free. For the first time, I was living for me, and it was enough. Standing on my new balcony, coffee in hand, I watched the world move without their weight on my shoulders. The guilt I'd expected never came, only clarity. I wasn't their rock, I was free, living for me. Uncle Ray's words echoed. I'd been too generous, but no more. My family's chaos wasn't my burden anymore. To anyone watching this on Revenge Lola's YouTube channel, don't let others dim your worth. If they take without giving, walk away. Reclaim your time, your value, your life. Subscribe, share your story, and let's inspire each other to choose ourselves first.